We wanted to ask about the possibility that Great American Family would potentially add any left-leaning or liberal point of views or viewpoints in their content anytime in the future, similar to what happened to Hallmark earlier a few years ago. Do you see that happening at all with Great American Family?
No, I mean we are relentlessly again focused on being supportive of family, faith, and country, and those are principles I think that the vast majority of Americans can agree on, and we will never deviate from that strategy and from really having our content focused on that uplifting, inspirational experience that people feel good about, that they can watch with their families, that they can not have to grab the remote or have their kids exposed to different things that they might not be at the level of maturity to see. So, we are we're relentlessly focused on it and will never deviate.
We wanted to also ask about the uptick in demand for conservative and Christian entertainment, because we've seen the uptick in that in the past few years with shows like The Chosen and movies like Sound of Freedom being very popular both in theaters and on television and streaming. Where do you think the demand for this kind of content stems from?
I think it's really all audiences. If you look at the numbers of The Chosen, it's much more than just the conservative Christian audience. I think there's a fascination and a longing to really delve into Christ's life, and in that case, and then in Sound of Freedom, into some of the things that happened that probably shouldn't, or definitely shouldn't within the culture. So, we're seeing people, viewers, be a lot more thoughtful about the entertainment that they consume, I think, and there's certainly a need because there isn't a lot out there, as you know, that really satisfies the audience and is really focused on faith, family, and country the way we are. And when you see faith, family, and country portrayed very often in entertainment, it's in a negative way. Uh, Parents are shown as the buffoons in a kid's series, or country there's something said about that's derisive about the country, or about the political nature of capitalism. And then certainly faith, we know, has long been not exactly held up as something that you can be proud of being a faithful person. So we are all about celebrating those wonderful moments in life that incorporate all three of those areas.
Guess what you do? You fight.
We wanted to talk about the future content that Great American Family is producing. Last month, it was announced that Candace Cameron Bure was working on a new mystery series similar to what she did on the Hallmark Channel.
I think I got the lights right.
Christmas is always a special time for family. But this year, discovering a hero's legacy.
I'd like to know more about grandfather, and I think I might know the perfect person to help me.
Could you talk to us about that?
So Candace is not only an incredibly talented actress, she's also a great executive producer and executive really within our organization. And she has such a strong vision for content, not only in the rom-com side or in the sitcom side, but in the mystery side, as she proved with her Aurora Teagarden series. I think had 19 movies and was highly successful. And she just is a master of understanding how a mystery needs to have a red herring, and how the characters need to, you need to have a certain number of different potential guilty parties, and how to construct that. Mysteries are very hard to do. It's very different than rom-coms. They need a lot of attention to specific detail, and the story arcs are very different than rom-coms. And it's really quite amazing that Candace has not only mastered this in terms of her acting, how proficient she is as a lead in these movies, but to be the architect of it too is quite impressive, and we could not be happier with to have the honor and privilege of working with her on them.
We wanted to also ask about Great American Families release schedule this year, and regarding the upcoming presidential election, because when during tough times and tough years like this, people will often seek escapism to take a break from the stress of real life, like what happened in 2020. How do you see Great American Family filling that need of escapism this year?
Well, we are all about being that place, again, that oasis in the desert where people, when they get home from work, or, they're looking to spend their day without having their senses assaulted necessarily by something really dark or really violent or really sexual or with explicit language, that they can go to us and have a great experience, take something away after watching a movie and feel good about it, and just basically experience the positive side of life and be uplifted. And so certainly when the environment gets more contentious, you see our audience increase a fair amount. And we saw it in 2016, 2020. There's definitely a move toward the more family-friendly, faith positive side of entertainment, I think, because you're in such a contentious world every single day. It's amped up throughout a political season, that people do want to escape. And life is hard. At the end of the day, we want to be that resource and destination. And that was the vision of the business, and we're fulfilling on that. We're fulfilling that vision with so many of the projects that we're doing and what we have coming up in 2024.